Okay, it is 7 o'clock. Today is Thursday, February 20th, 2025. We'll call this meeting of the Bristol Town Council to order. Start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. Oh, let's see. Dean, you want to lead us tonight? Oh, you did?
I just did it, but I will do
So
it.
you're good. Okay, so you're ready.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
See, I called on you because I knew you'd remember. You just did it.
2 days.
Yeah. All right, let's start off with roll call. Start to my left. Doug DeSmith.
Here.
Dean Renfro.
Here.
Kathy Burke.
Here.
Greg Dolsky.
Here.
And Jeff Leach is here. Town Marshal Steve Preem.
Here.
Legal Counsel Alex Bowman. Here. Clerk Treasurer Kathy Antonelli.
Here.
Town Manager Mike Yoder.
Ready.
And Fire Chief Nick Keynes.
Good evening.
Good evening, Nick. Okay. Oh, let's see, approval of the agenda. Everybody had a chance to review the agenda?
Yes.
Yes.
Any additions, corrections, or modifications other than what's on there already?
No.
Okay, if not, the agenda will stand as published. Next item on the agenda is approval of the invoices for 2024 and 2025. Everybody had a chance to review the bills?
Yes.
Yes.
Any questions on those?
One question. We paid $4,000 to store those Christmas decorations
I would say yeah.
a
No,
month
no,
or a
that's
year
no.
or what?
No, it's not a month. Yeah.
Oh, I just seen it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
$4,000 and I'm like, whoa,
I do too.
Yeah.
That's for year
not
end.
for the year.
No, it's
No.
not even a year.
So what that is the key bank credit card. So whenever the first description, that's what's gonna default there. So that's the total of the credit card, portion
Oh,
for the general.
so the
fund.
amount really wasn't that much then.
Not with that description, correct.
Okay.
I think it's
Okay.
149.
I just seen that, holy crap.
Okay, I have a question. Is
Yeah,
this,
no.
is this for December 2024 and January 2025?
Through current. There's
Yes,
several in there, but
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, there were several pages in there.
That was the only question I had.
Okay.
Make a motion, we approve the invoices for 2024 and 2025.
Second.
Motion by Kathy, second by Dean, open for discussion. And for the discussion, please vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro.
Yes.
Kathy Burke.
Yes.
Greg Dolsky.
Yes.
And Jeff Beach is yes, motion carries. Okay, next item is the approval of the minutes. We have meeting minutes for our regular council meetings from January 16th, February 6th, February 18th, and the executive session on February 6th.
February 18th. That was work session.
Work session, yeah. 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
Motion to approve those minutes.
Okay, motion by Doug,
Second.
by Greg, open for discussion. For discussion, like a vote, Doug Smith.
Yes.
Dean Renfro.
Yes.
Kathy Burke.
Yes.
Greg Dolsky.
Yes.
And Jeff Beach is yes, motion carries. Okay. I'll pass these down. With a folder. Okay, we'll jump into reports. Mike.
Okay, first up, we have a an emergency management plan. It's called. I don't know. Jill's gonna explain to you. Here's the thing. I am. Jen Toby was supposed to be here tonight to explain this, and she felt like I didn't want her in town anymore. So for the record, I gave her a special invitation to attend tonight. She blew it off. So actually, I have Jill attending the emergency management advisory meetings, and so she can tell us exactly what this is about.
Yeah, so this is a mitigation plan within Elkhart County. So it's just create a plan for all towns, cities, county leaders to have a plan if there would be a natural disaster. So flooding, tornado, whatever else that could happen. So with this plan, it will also assist with FEMA on funding. So each municipality creates a resolution, which then would enable or allow us potentially some funds if their disaster would happen inside the town of Bristol.
I have a question. Don't we already have one? We did
Not a
years
mitigation
ago
plan. Well, you might have.
that showed shelters and,
There was something similar to this done 4 or 5 years ago, maybe.
yeah,
Yeah.
And so this sort of reminds me, I wasn't sure if we never got it done and they just finally got it done. Maybe this is another layer.
I believe you have to do this every so often.
Oh,
So, I was on the board 5 years ago when they did it, but they've been working on this for the past year, and so the county, has passed their resolution. And so all municipalities, are being presented the resolution as well to adopt.
Okay,
FEMA may be going away, but
But we'll have a
We'll
plan.
have one person left.
we'll have one person left. So, but we've got a plan just in case.
so this just states that we have a plan. It isn't the
Yes.
plan, but it states we have a plan.
Correct.
That's what I thought. Okay,
Elkhart County, the advisory, the EMA is creating a plan for each municipalities.
okay.
I make a motion. I make a motion that we adopt resolution 2025
-5.
-5. Sorry, I didn't see that handwritten.
Okay, there's a motion by Kathy,
I'll second.
second by Doug, open for discussion. No further discussion, take a vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes,
Greg Dolsky.
Yes.
And Jeff Beechey, yes, motion carries.
Next up, we're entering CF1 season and our first ones are from Lippert. As you notice in the agenda, the first one's for personal property phase in. They have far exceeded their commitments and recommend approval of the CF1 for personal property. So,
Okay. Well, they've definitely gone over their.
I'm sure, yeah. Double, so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, is there a motion to approve the CF1 for Lippert phase-in?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, motion by Dean,
second.
second by Kathy, open for discussion. No further discussion, take a vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes,
Greg Dolsky,
Yes.
and Jeff Beechey, yes. Motion carries.
same with the CF1 for the real estate phase in. We have the same commitments for employees and wages, and this one adds the commitment to real estate. They committed to 10 million. Actual investment was just under 20 million. So
Nice.
recommend approval.
Is there a motion to approve the CF1 for real estate for Lippert?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Doug,
I'll second.
second by Greg, open for discussion. No further discussion, take a vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
yes,
Greg Dolsky.
Yes.
And Jeff Beechey, yes. Motion carries.
Next up is our contract for services with the Humane Shelter. If you recall, county actually writes the contract and there's interlocal agreement with the municipalities. So our share is $4,840, same as it's been for a couple of years, so no increase.
is that the interlocal?
Yes.
Steve, have they been good to work with?
They're very, very busy and I don't have any complaints so far as their response to when we need them. I've had last couple days had to work with them quite a bit, but.
Yeah.
They're doing the best they can, I think, so I think that's money well spent.
Yeah.
I make a motion, we approve the interlocal agreement between Bristol, Elkhart County, Indiana and Town of Bristol for the animal control services.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion by Kathy, second by Doug, open for discussion. No further discussion, take a vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes,
Greg Dolsky.
Yes.
And Jeff Beechey, yes, motion carries.
just you again.
Just me.
You.
Next, we have some pay apps for the wastewater treatment plant project, pay app number 21. State revolving fund disbursement. This is for engineering services to Commonwealth Engineering for $39,701.
$422,687.
That's the second pay app. I was just doing the
Oh.
first one.
Oh, the 39,000.
Yeah.
Okay. So is there a motion to approve pay app number 21 in the amount of $39,701?
Make a motion, we approve that 39,701 per Commonwealth.
Okay, motion by Dee,
Second,
second by Kathy. Vote for discussion. No further discussion, like a vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro.
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
yes,
Rick Dolsky.
Yes.
And Jeff Beach is a yes. Motion carries.
Second, SRF disbursement is request for payment number 22. It's to Crosby Construction. Contractor will receive the $422,687.38 and will retain $22,246.70 for retainage fund.
Okay. Our motion to approve pay app number 7, disbursement request number 22. I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Jeff, second by Doug. Open for discussion.
yes. Crosby Construction, that's the water.
No,
No.
wastewater,
Wastewater.
sewer plant.
Oh, sewer.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I meant, the
Yeah.
water department.
Sorry.
Okay.
I was
I just,
using a nicer term, wastewater treatment, not sewage. It just sounds better.
It does. Okay, any other discussion? Not, we'll take a vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
yes,
Rick Dolsky.
Yes.
And Jeff Beach is a yes. Motion carries.
We, just for your information, we had our, I don't know if it's bi-weekly or meeting with the contractor today. They're now 30% complete with that contract.
Nice.
And, next week, they're going to start pouring walls. They were going to start pouring walls this week, but Kurt Concrete shut down for the week, I guess.
Chilly.
I guess.
How many trucks do they expect?
Yeah, I don't know on this. There's still a lot of cement. to pull.
I'll say there's a lot of rebar up there.
There sure is.
Man. How's the water tower coming? I see the crane is up.
They got one hole in the ground, do you recall, Jim? I think they put one hole.
Piling.
The piling is 67 feet in the ground or something. It's for
Wow.
the foundational beam, so.
Yeah.
They're letting some casing cure or something right now. Next week, the weather will be better for all of these projects.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can get some video or something from the work that's being done out there and show it at the
Yeah.
next meeting.
When you got a whole 1,000,000-gallon water tank up, you need.
Yeah, and
That's
it's
a
a
good
little bit of
foundation.
weight,
Yeah.
a little bit of weight.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, we have a reduction, a change order. It's a reduction of $2,082.50. That's on our community crossing grant 2024-1. Just need an approval for that. Assume you're okay.
Nibblon.
St. Joe? Which one is that?
St. Joe and Elkhart.
St. Joe Elkhart?
Um,
Twin River,
24,
Oh,
Dash
that's
one.
River and,
Twin River and.
Elm.
Elm.
no, we haven't done those projects yet. I don't think.
Mm-mm.
Scroll down so we can see, remind me,
a lot of that stuff's
wasn't this
blanked
Indiana?
out.
Yeah, cause
Charles
St. Joe and
Ferguson.
Elkhart was last year's.
You said what? Charles and what?
No.
Charles and Ponderosa. Elkhart Street. From Charles to Ponderosa.
Oh,
Page 62.
okay.
Okay, so that is the other two.
Also St. Joseph Street from Charles to Apollo.
Wait a minute, Charles to Ponderosa.
Yeah,
Elkhart
that was the
Street.
first
That
one.
doesn't make sense.
Okay,
That was
Yeah.
approved when I was here, yeah.
Ponderosa cross Charles.
we,
One.
No,
And how can it be Charles to Ponderosa?
Elkhart Street.
Chuck Elkhart Street from Charles over to,
Elkhart Street's this way, Charles is this way, Ponderosa is up here.
no, actually Ponderosa's this way. Charles.
Used to be Pearl, Kathy.
Used to be Pearl.
That doesn't mean anything either.
They changed the name.
I
We
don't
made
even know
some
what, I
changes.
don't even know what the street is on the other side of my.
We made
block.
some changes to this project, so we took out some of the curve. And so that's the reason for the reduction.
Okay,
So I make a motion, we accept a change order?
Please do.
Oh, I'll make a motion, we accept change order CCMG 2024-1, number 1, $2,082.50 reduction.
okay, motion by Kathy,
I'll second.
second by Greg, open for discussion. And for discussion, we'll take a vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Anytime. Yes.
Craig Dolsky,
Yes.
and Jeff Beach, he's in anytime. Yes. Okay,
Okay, next in your packet is the Board and Wasteaway contract extension. You have a copy of the existing contract, and then they have provided us with an extension to that contract. Republic was interested in providing a service, so we provided them the numbers. That was at least a month ago, Jill,
Mhm.
and they have not responded. So
Oh.
this is a modest increase, and I think we're happy with the services.
Yeah,
I
they do a nice
recommend we
they do. Yep.
sign the extension.
Is there a motion to approve the solid waste disposal contract with Board and Wasteaway?
And I did have our attorney review it.
I'll make that motion.
At least he said he did.
I would say it's trash.
But I'm bummed.
It does say the word on the contract, it does say the word garbage.
It does, it's garbage. Yeah,
It's garbage.
That's gonna be the same bill.
No, it's,
Yeah.
I, no complaints about it.
Okay,
Good deal. But
motion by Dean, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Greg, open for discussion. Any further discussion, we will take a vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes.
Greg Dolsky,
Yes.
and Jeff Beach is yes, motion carries. Well, what do I sign there?
You sign here and down here.
What did I-
And then this one's just you only.
Oh, that was it, okay.
You need the secretary.
Need glasses.
Oh, here you go.
I need airplanes too.
Here.
Wonder why.
So you laughing at, Jimmy?
Finally, on my part of the agenda, we have what's called a hold harmless agreement for the use of the town streets. So this is for NIPSCO's gas and utility relocation project that'll be starting in March. It came to light in our pre-construction meeting this week that NIPSCO had not bothered to get permission to use our local streets as detours to the state highways, which this will be the same detours we use for the NDOT project next year. So we have a contract with NDOT for that. Now we need a contract with NIPSCO that they can give to NDOT so NDOT knows that we've agreed to this. And it's, in my opinion, NIPSCO owes us some big favors on this because they can use our streets and there's no, streets are damaged because of the detour work, it's 3 months of detours. Although NIPSCO will have traffic, so far it looks like we will not have any hard closures. 30 days ago, there were going to be hard closures of bridges, intersections. So now they're going to maintain traffic flow of some sort. But having that detour as an outlet will be very helpful.
Okay.
So
Now, will that interfere with the construction of St. Joe and Elkhart Street?
that's only the beginning of the problem. Or the challenge. Twice I have mentioned this in these meetings, and we mentioned it again. Are you coordinating your need to use Ponderosa for a detour with the NIPSCO project that plans to have lane limitations on Ponderosa to put in the new poles? That's NIPSCO. This is NIPSCO. And the NIPSCO engineer on this side said, I didn't know about that other project.
Doesn't surprise me.
So, yeah, so the manager of that project was aware of this project and he says they will be done with the poles before this project starts. That was 2 months ago. So we'll see.
Well, I don't, I'm curious, what does it mean? NIPSCO hold harmless agreement? Does that mean if they damage the streets, there's nothing we can do about it?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Why would we want to?
So the favors that should be owed because of this, is there any way that they could help petition for temporary traffic signals?
NIPSCO?
I don't know if they could help petition the state as part of it, since the hierarchy of everything goes, if that could help.
I don't know.
There you go.
Sounds good.
I just took it that you were being facetious when you said NIPSCO giving us some favors.
Well, I mean, I just figured if they could help with petition.
NIPSCO doesn't give anybody favors.
Well, actually, I brought it up because we have some new power needs out of the wastewater treatment plant. And we need those in an expedited manner, so I mentioned this agreement as, so when we talk to NIPSCO, say, hey, we're working with you on these other projects, why don't you help us on that project? That was the kind of favor I'm looking for.
It's too bad we.
I don't think it'll
couldn't
make
get
any difference with
the-
it.
Couldn't get the two
Okay.
coordinated together. That would be nice.
Still say that's electric's problem, not gas.
Yeah.
Entirely possible. So, we're,
Or they'll just say no.
yeah, we want people to learn to use these detours
Yeah.
for all of these projects. And frankly, the roads are pretty much built to handle this traffic. Bloomingdale and Ponderosa, so we'll be okay.
Does NIPSCO know the date that we would need the power out there? Because you know, they're like, what, 2 years behind on doing what they want to do?
I think
Or
they
what
just
we
reached out to NIPSCO this week or next week. They are for that, so, yeah, I know.
So is there a motion to approve the NIPSCO hold harmless agreement?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Greg,
Second. Go ahead, Doug.
second by Doug, open for discussion. I
No.
assume Alex, you've read it.
I mean, it's straightforward, but it's one of those, you're either gonna sign it and the project will move on, or you're not gonna sign it and
Yeah, I know.
Project stops.
project stops.
Yeah.
That's a kind of an option.
Yeah.
I have one question though. Why does it say we're holding harmless the state of Indiana and it doesn't say NIPSCO?
Well, so if there's any ambiguity here, it's who exactly the applicant is in this language. Presumptively, that's NIPSCO, the one who's applying for this permit through the state of Indiana. And so as part of that application, NIPSCO is agreeing to indemnify the state of Indiana. So truck runs off the road or the road's destroyed, or whatever the case may be, somebody sues the state of Indiana and says, you should have made a better highway. The state of Indiana looks to NIPSCO and says, you agreed to indemnify us. So you fight it, not us.
Okay.
It's also sort of that, so NIPSCO needs a detour route.
Mhm.
And there
Yeah.
are no state road alternatives that are logical, practical, or reasonable, and it has to use. So NDOT's stuck. NDOT owes us favors as well. I can just collect on some of these. So NDOT's only practical solution is our town streets.
What'd you say those were? Because reasonable, what was it?
Reasonable, practical, logical. Does not sound anything like any of those other acronyms that
Entities,
I've
yeah.
been
I
talking
was gonna say, it's definitely not NDOT's motto
No NIPSCO's either, really.
or NIPSCO. Okay,
Oh, actually, just for the record, both NIPSCO and NDOT have been communicating at extremely high levels
good.
that it's really been helpful.
I'll be nice
So
to
let's just
him.
hope that continues on.
I'll be nice to him the rest of the meeting.
Okay.
Okay, let's take a vote. Dr. Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes,
Greg Dolsky.
Yes.
And Jeff Beechey, yes, motion carries.
remember that's your promise to be nice to them.
Okay, sure.
By the way, there's 2 signatures needed on that. Okay.
Yeah, either the mayor or 2 council members.
Someone wants to be mayor tonight.
Yeah.
Oh. I guess you and I do this. Oldest people here.
Okay, anything else, Mike?
Nope.
Anybody have anything for Mike? Okay. Kathy, what do you have for us tonight?
that time of year when I ask council to approve cancellation of outstanding checks for the past 2 years. So in front of you is a list of the checks for general water and sewer. That if they have not already been voided, or, well, if they were voided, they wouldn't be on here. But if, we'll take a look and see if they need to be represented to anybody.
Why? They didn't cash them.
They didn't cash them, which means they misplaced them, they
we-
lost them, they didn't get to them in the mail.
We haven't been
So-
billed or anything back for them.
No, they're not all vendors per se.
Yeah.
Some are individuals. So
Bob Cash.
with permission, we will put these back into the water, sewer, and general operating account unless we're going to reissue them.
Wow.
Bring up any of these names or just look at them?
I've got a question on that,
Yeah,
since one of them is in the room.
yeah.
That's up to you.
Linda,
I'll take it.
you got a check that was issued to you on December 7th of 2023 in the amount of $71.92.
I'll take it. Put it on my water bill.
But you,
I mean.
but you had it. That's the problem. You have it.
Well, I don't know. I'm not aware it is.
Adam Grenade, another one.
I don't know. I wouldn't rock the boat on any others.
Adam has a check for $33.68.
Yeah.
Dustin's got one in here for $7,000. Just kidding.
I thought
Just
this,
kidding, Dustin.
I thought this said he owed us.
Yeah. I guess,
Interesting.
yeah,
Phil Daniel.
yeah.
I make a motion, we cancel all the warrants for all the outstanding checks as listed.
Okay, motion by Kathy,
I'll second.
second by Greg. Open for discussion. No further discussion, we'll take a vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes,
Greg Dolsky,
Yes.
and Jeff Beatty, yes. Motion carries.
really.
All right, Linda.
So close.
Take
Right there.
your water bill.
Wait, if you got it, cash it.
That's all I have. Thank you, council.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, Kathy. Does anybody have anything for Kathy tonight? No.
I can't believe Comcast didn't cash it.
Town Marshal, Steve, what do you have for us tonight?
I'll give you the monthly report for January. If you look at what was sent out, it's a little bit different format.
Yes.
Kind of a work in progress, so this isn't gonna be the final edition or final, but it just was a little, I don't know, to me, it was kind of hard to read and kind of redundant, so we're trying to tweak it so it's all in one thing, and so I'll just read these. In January 2025, we had written 48 citations for traffic, 46 warnings. We had taken 229 calls for services, impounded 4 vehicles. Total miles driven for our department was 14,101. We took 50 cases, broken down, 4 domestic batteries, 5 warrants, 1 theft, 2 possession marijuana, 1 battery, 1 criminal mischief, 1 strangulation, 1 OWI, 1 runaway, 1 possession of paraphernalia, 1 fraud, 2 child molest, 9 driving while suspended, 4 never receiving a license. We worked 12 vehicle accidents, and 3 cases were others. We worked a total of 67.25 hours of overtime for the department. I will tell you about the overtime. Some of it is the academy. And it's actually less than what it would be, but because of drive time down and back.
Yeah.
There's 6 hours a week that, and it's actually Officer Ambrose is driving himself down. Our other officer's riding with one of the NAPNE guys, so he's not generating any overtime as part of the drive time, but
Okay,
once the academy is done with everybody, that should reduce quite a bit. Our code enforcement officer had written 2 nuisance violations, 41 signs and device violations, 1 trash on property. Those complaints were 15 were generated by citizens, and excuse me, 37 were generated by the code enforcement officer. And that is it.
Okay.
For this round, it'll be a little different next time, hopefully.
Yeah, but I like the way it's all broken down.
Yeah, nice.
I like that instead of just this many cases, you know.
So we're working on it, but hopefully it'll be a real easy to read format and make sense.
So this,
Anything else on there that you guys would like to see from us as far as a monthly report while we're talking about it?
I like this.
no, this looks good. I like
I
the format.
can put in there how many emails and phone calls I get every day.
Yeah, please. This signs and devices, that my favorite is that the signs posted
Yeah,
on.
he's been hitting those hard and.
Yeah.
So I think most of those are like the signs sticking in the right of way or in people's front yards, so.
Yeah.
Like the ones you pulled.
Yeah,
A recliner sale or whatever it was the one day.
yeah,
Or tacking them up on telephone poles.
yeah. I took down a couple more last week or 2 weeks ago.
So that's the monthly report.
Okay. Anything else?
The other thing I have is I sent out early this afternoon a copy of a letter for our canine that they're trying. Before we hired Gary, I was in talks, actually the marshal before me was in talks with Kyle Hamwood about starting the canine program again. We had, before I even came 5 or 6 years ago, they had canines here.
Yeah.
I think it was a pretty successful program. I've been around it for quite a while. I think it's a lot of work, but it's worth the effort and money and cost to maintain a canine program, especially with a smaller department.
Yeah.
If you have one officer working and there's a canine, it actually does help a little bit. But they're wanting to do, or we're looking at doing kind of a fundraiser to get that program going. So that's the letter that they presented to me to see if we can start sending out to some of our local businesses. So
Okay.
I want you guys to take a look at it, and if you have any suggestions or any problems with it, let me know.
So the $50,000 goal that they've got, how much of that would cover the annual cost of, at this point, it would be two canines, correct?
Correct, Gary's, we're currently have, and it's interesting because when we hired Gary, he had told me that like his vet bills and food and everything were covered already by donation, whatever. Well, that did not pan out, so, and it's not a huge expense, so we're, paying for that now, so we're looking at covers some. I cannot give you exact numbers, I will
Okay.
be able to next month if you would like for me to, but
Okay.
they just initiated this fundraiser letter, and I wanted you guys to see it before it went out, and then I can give you some hard numbers as far as, I know, just like if we had to outfit a car that we currently have with a cage for the canine, that's an extra $10,000 just for the canine equipment.
Yeah.
So, and we just put our new car that is getting built now, car costs about 51,000, then 10,000 more for the police equipment that's in there, and then addition to that, the canine's another thing.
Okay.
So. But most of it would be like vet bills and, just to purchase the canine originally, and then the
Yeah.
training costs involved in that. So, but I'll get you some figures for that.
Yeah, I guess my thought would be before we send this out. Cause if we've got a goal of 50,000, but we don't know what our expenses are yet.
Right.
So my opinion is before we send this out, I'd like to get an idea. I'm for it. I'm not
Yeah.
opposed to another canine. But I think in order for us to do this properly, before we send the letter out, I'd like to find out what's it gonna cost to get the dog, train the dog, feed the dog, take care of the dog, put the dog in the car. That way, we know what our budget is,
Right.
because they may want 50,000, but it may turn out that we need 75,000.
And I think what I'll do is just check with other departments that currently have a canine program and say, what's your yearly cost?
Yeah.
Per canine, and that will give us a good idea.
Okay.
So I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah, so I'd like to see that before we actually send this out. I'm not opposed to sending this out, but let's find out what the need is before we send out a request.
Right, and honestly, the $50,000, I'm not sure how they came up with that number. That was from Gary and Kyle, and I maybe Russ to show you this because I don't know how they came up with that number.
Yeah.
But, I'll make sure you have some numbers in
Okay,
at least the next meeting.
okay. And I would say, I mean, at least my perspective is, let's hold off on sending this out
Okay,
until we get,
I agree.
until we get a budget,
I agree.
so we know what we're going after. Because if it needs to increase, then their donation letter is gonna have to say, we need 75,000 to cover the cost of the dog.
yeah, and while we're talking about it, I don't think it would be a bad idea to kind of put some of those costs in this letter. So
Exactly.
people know,
Yeah.
what they're paying for.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay.
Sort of a, did you know this is what it costs to have a canine?
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, because it gives some of the benefits. Contributions will directly support acquisition and specialized training, vet care, essential equipment, community engagement. I think yeah. Maybe add a little bit more of the benefit. Have them put some more of the benefits for having a canine. I think it's laid out pretty well, but yeah, let's make sure we're giving people that we're asking donations from a lot more information on why we're asking.
Well,
Right,
if they
before you guys come.
say they give us a
Okay.
bunch of donations and we as a board look at it, we get our funding cut, we can't afford it, then what would we do? We
Right.
get pretty crappy, so we kind of need to know what all of our costs are gonna be going forward.
Right.
Is the dog strictly a police canine or is it also like a drug dog?
The additional one, not Gary's, but the one we're looking at getting would be a multi-purpose. It would be
Yeah,
what I call a bite dog. It'd be what you typically think of a police dog. It'd be
But Gary,
narcotic detection, it'd be tracking, it would be protection, it
Okay.
would be search. Gary's dog is a little bit different than that. Gary's dog can do article searches, it can do tracking, whatever,
Okay.
but it's not necessarily a protection.
That's what I thought.
A bite search dog.
right. And
Bigger
it
vet.
wouldn't hurt that, their training is in that letter too, as far as what they can do. That gives incentive as well.
Okay,
Jimmy's gonna be our test dummy.
He's already volunteered to wear the bite suit, we'll get it.
Okay.
Good. Jim.
Run, Jimmy, run.
run, Jimmy.
Just remember Jimmy time to stop.
Okay,
That's all I got, thank you.
okay, thanks, Steve, appreciate it. Anybody have any questions for Steve?
Nope.
Okay, well, if not, thank you for all you do. Thank you, gentlemen, for protecting us, and just pray that you guys stay safe out there. Okay. Chief Cantz, what do you have for us tonight?
Not a whole lot. 103 calls in January, second page breaks it down a little bit. Still short one paramedic firefighter. We will be short another full-time guy. He's going to Elkhart City Fire Department on March 10th. So we'll be down 2 firefighters full-time. We'll see what's out there. If we can pick one up quickly. Not sure if we can or not. We'll see. Last month we picked up a new ambulance. Currently getting that certified and putting it on the road hopefully by the end of March. Both cardiac monitors, our AEDs, our Lucas devices were all serviced and updated and upgraded. They're like computers, so they have to have software updates and stuff, so that gets done yearly. That's been done last month. Air packs will all be serviced on the 26th of this month. Again, stuff that has to be done for NFPA and safety reasons. Again, do want to let people know with the cold weather, use caution when you're using your space heaters at home. Keep them away from things that are flammable and away from walls and things. Jen put something up on Facebook on our page today to help remind folks of that. So if you do have any questions, feel free to call the fire station. We're happy to help and do whatever we can to help. somebody is cold, we can help warm them up one way or
Okay.
another. Other than that, that's what we have for the month.
I have a question, Nick.
You do?
Yeah, because I'm surprised about this.
What's that?
That you say do not use a power strip with,
Don't do it.
with electric heaters,
No,
because I would think that that power strip would blow.
Yo, it'll blow.
I mean,
It'll burn.
that would, no,
It's really hot, really fast. It is not, those are not designed to have.
high voltage, right.
Yeah, that much
Okay.
power on into it.
I didn't, not that I use it, but I mean,
They're good
I
for
would have thought it would have been
computers and things like
safer
that.
with a power strip, but it's
Low,
not.
low voltage items
Okay.
only.
Plug directly into the wall if you're gonna use.
Okay. Thank you.
It's out of curiosity who we're losing.
Gage, wow,
Oh,
yeah, he lives
Wow.
here in town and
yeah.
going to Elkhart Fire.
Hmm.
More money, better benefits.
Power.
He's gonna stick around as a volunteer, so, which is good.
Okay,
for
good.
Academy. So he's gonna stick around. It's not like we're losing him completely.
Yeah.
But he is.
Okay. All right. Anybody have any questions for Nick or Jimmy? Okay. Not, thank you for all you do for us and pray that you guys stay safe as well.
Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. Okay. Miss Linda, it's been a minute.
Yeah,
How you been?
better, so.
Good.
That's good. I'll start out with, we have new meeting dates for our board. It's now the first Tuesday of the month instead of the second, because that often conflicted with your work sessions. So we're going to the first first Tuesday of the month at 6 o'clock, same time, same place.
Same channel.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Okay, the first thing on our agenda was we were discussing cleaning at Hermance Park. And Jill has been working really hard on quotes to, we're looking for just mainly two things, and that one is for the floor cleaning. And then for just general cleaning. And, she's had some really good quotes, and, you know, just to clean that floor one time is like, and we've had estimates from like $750.
Oh, you're kidding.
Like over 1,000 one time. to
That's
clean that
crazy.
floor.
I'll go
And,
down there with a mop and bucket if that's, if you're gonna pay me that much.
well, it's a real hard floor to maintain. And, the people they clean them, but they then get dingy spots. And if we get those cleaned, then I think we're going to go twice a year for next year or for this year. And then, see if that will help it. And
What do
if
we-
not, we might have to go to 3 times a year.
Who do we typically have do that for us?
Pardon?
Who typically cleans that floor for us?
Nobody.
Right now,
Nobody.
the people that use it.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's it.
Who did we get quotes from?
Spectrum, and then we got one from, it's an industrial, commercial cleaning service. Not Everdry. Goshen. Carpet cleaning, Troyers.
Tourist carpet? Tourist carpet?
No, I know who you mean.
We got 3. They were all very.
Listen, when we had the flood, didn't we just have a new floor put into that thing?
Yeah.
Then
Brand new.
Was it the
apparently,
epoxy floor?
Epoxy floor.
so why don't we just do an additional coating?
I mean, paint over the dirt? I don't understand.
No. Once it's done,
Uh-huh.
refinish it.
Didn't we
They've got
just put a
some
new-
wonderful stuff here down, you know, like for water issues and
Yeah,
stuff.
I think we just redid that floor 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Right, yeah, I'll say open.
Yeah.
Will stuff be maintained?
Floor, bathroom.
Yeah, this
all
stuff,
same
this,
color.
I've seen this stuff. It comes out real thick and you just, you know, you use like a cement thing to layer it out and it levels itself and does everything.
Isn't that what we put on? Isn't that what we put on this last time?
I don't know what she was, it's
It
very.
is.
I'd have to look up the name, but I know what's,
The guy that did it.
or basement
was not-
floor or
It's-
anything, but it,
it's-
yeah.
That was the problem.
That was the problem.
It's-
Didn't Get
it's-
our money's worth.
it's, I can't think what it is, but it's a very, very new product.
Epoxy?
It's like an epoxy, yes, and it's self-leveling and the whole bit, and they guarantee it for quite a while. I'll have to look it up.
But we're just looking at cleaning it, not resurfacing.
Right,
it.
right,
Right.
but I'm thinking once it's clean, that might be, you were saying something about dingy. It's a park. For me, if the floor is dingy, a little dingy in spots, it's a park. It's not your kitchen.
Right.
But-
So anyway, we'll be looking at that again on our
Okay.
next meeting, and then
I
just
think what
general
needs to
cleaning.
fall.
That would be, that's what we're looking for more quotes for. I think Joe got that pretty well wrapped up. We just need to get together now and decide on where we want to give our business to, so. Anyway, for our playground equipment, Eric has been out looking, and we've been looking at, mats to be put down where the mulch goes.
Yep.
Mats are horribly expensive. I mean, horribly expensive. So now he's to the point where he's looking to put the mats around our fixtures. And then we'll put mulch down. Isn't that pretty much what he was saying, Mike?
Yes.
Yeah, hoping that that would take the cost down more, but we really need to do that so that we are in compliance with our ADA and that type of thing, so. He's going to have that for us soon, I'm hoping, how much it will be. Let's see. The results of our park board surveys are now on our town board website. So if we're interested in what everybody had to say, you can go out and take a look at that. We now have a template for our electric at Condon Park. And I guess we have Eric and his crew to thank for that. And Kathy needs that desperately. She needs a copy of that, Jill. But, so they've gone, they know what everything is on it, and once you see that, the template that Jill has, it tells what's on all the electric there. I mean, each station, what they have and all that kind of stuff.
Voltage
I've
and all
never had
that.
that before, but that would be a
Amperage.
great help to probably John and Jason and your crew, Kathy. I would think.
It's not my program.
So, let's see. Then, we're gonna have election of officers in March because nobody's been there. January and February, because we've been sick. So it took us on into March. Turn the page on this thing, Jill, how do I turn my page?
Um,
Well,
One for a minute. Electronic, I'll tell you.
sorry, you guys.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
Well, I guess Linda's done.
There is a second page. All right, let me see what I'm thinking about. Oh,
We don't have that
Um,
much time.
events. Our first event would be the, which is would be June 14th. And that's our, the library's putting on a summer fest. And it's gonna both be in Condon Park and in, Cummins Park. And in Cummins Park, that will be kind of like the kids zone. And they will have food truck there. And they will also have all the kids' games. They'll have the splash pad. They're possibly going to be having a pickleball tournament with it. And then over in Condon Park is gonna be more, like artisans and, people that that set up the, sell their products and that kind of a thing. They're gonna have programs, they're gonna have music. And, that will be more kind of adult, young adult interests would be there. So they will also have food trucks. I think that's where most food trucks will probably be, is over in Condon Park, so. That would be good. And then the next one that we have is. That's June.
July's the homecoming,
Homecoming.
10, 11, and 12.
Homecoming. 10,
10, 11, and 12.
12 will be homecoming. And then we're going to, August is the library car show. And we'll have dates in
August 16th.
August 16th. And then after that, then there's the September Corn Dog Festival. And I think that's it. So any question?
Questions
Actually,
for
I
them?
do have one. Do you know when last time you looked at rate increases for like Hermance Park? Do you know, is that actually netting a positive or with electric, cleaning floors now, maintenance? Do you know when the last time the rate has been checked to see if it's covering bases? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I think it was 2021, last rate increase. But no, adding these amenities and cleaning would probably be in deficit.
Okay. I was just curious. I mean, I know it gets used, but I didn't know how much it gets used compared to what its actual
What is-
cost is.
What is the rate now? Do you know? What?
It's $187 for her and part.
That's not a lot
No, that's-
compared to other places that are like 200, 250.
That's one thing we talked about. If we do add these cleaning, we're gonna probably have to really consider increasing the rental price.
Especially if we do on a regular basis.
Mhm.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, not, thank you, Linda, appreciate it.
Question.
Alex, anything tonight?
Only a preview for what's to come. I mentioned during the work session that there would be a resolution forthcoming to authorize the purchase of real estate. I think going back with Scott and Mike, I think the RDC is going to be the acquirer of that property, so that the resolution will be properly before the RDC instead of the town council. So just to explain why it isn't before you this evening, I think that's how it's gonna work out.
Okay.
That's about it. Otherwise, happy to answer any questions you may have.
Do I have any for Alex?
Mm-mm.
Okay, no, thank you, Alex. Okay. Next item on the agenda, privilege of the floor, otherwise known as public comment. Anybody in the room like to make public comment this evening? Okay, seeing none, we will move on. Town council discussion items. Doug, anything tonight?
Nope.
Dean?
Nope.
Kathy?
No.
Greg?
Nothing.
And I have nothing, so we will look at next meetings, March 6th at 7 PM. Council meeting, March 18th, work session. We're gonna talk about the town development standards, and then next public meeting will be March 29th. Is that right?
Something's wrong.
That doesn't sound right.
No.
20th.
20th.
I meant to hit a 0.
Well, they're right next to each other, so.
I think that's called fat fingering.
March. March,
Isn't that what it's
I
called?
didn't have my glasses on.
Yeah.
I was just touch typing.
March 20th, 7 PM.
We're gonna have
Hey, peanut gallery, if you go ahead out there.
I'm
Can't take her
actually
anywhere.
thinking about putting one mistake in every agenda just to see.
You should.
Yeah.
And I usually
Where's
do.
Waldo?
I can just hear the intercom tomorrow. Fat finger, you have a call on line 2.
Yeah,
But I mean, it's a saying,
it
right?
is, it is.
Everybody thinks
I
it's
don't know
so
why she's
funny.
laughing, because it is a saying. Okay,
I could have said something else.
all right. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I
I'll make
made
a motion to adjourn.
I
Motion
second
by Greg,
that.
second by Gabby, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye.